Come on, come on. So this what we doing now. I'm gonna be brief because I'm outside. Obviously. Yeah. Nolan Wells. So obviously y'all hear the chitter chatter that's going on up in the news or whatever the case is. Well, not the news, my bad. It's not the news. It's social media. So let me get this straight. Apparently Nolan Wells got back from Horn Island to Ocean City. Apparently, allegedly, he was probably at this pool party. Of course, it's alleged. Everything I'm saying is alleged. So he was quote unquote spotted in a pool with the friends. So that explains why his phone and keys were at this particular house. So allegedly, this is probably with another scenario that comes together now. This is probably what happened that everybody else is probably saying the same thing. Nolan Wells got back. Apparently, this was a premeditated act. Had to been. Because allegedly, they're saying he got beat. Y'all saw the messages that came out that a friend was describing on the internet, saying that they had a fight in the pool. Nolan Wells was getting beat with a metal bar. He got to the point to where he was coughing up blood next to the basketball goal that was in the pool. The picture, it's going to be on my thumbnail. The picture of the basketball goal is in the far right on the picture. This is what could have happened. They are so diabolical, and I'm not trying to sound racist, but this is crazy for you to have a meeting as to what you were going to do with the body, because at first he was supposed to be missing on July 4th. Then he got missing. Then they found the body on the 5th. Supposedly, the Coast Guard said they didn't even know that they got a call from the parents about about him not having his keys and not having his phone. So they didn't know that she probably had a tracker on her phone, on Nolan's phone. So this is what the scenario is. They literally had a meeting about what they were going to do with the body. So that's why initially they tried to say, when the parents said they went out on the 5th of July to look for the body, they didn't see it. Then all of a sudden the body appears around 8 something when they came back on the 6th, which is Monday morning, which gave them enough time to keep the body in the boat. It's about a 20 to 30 minute ride from Horn Island, Ocean City to Horn Island. They was able to put the body on the island, on Horn Island, left him there, and then drove back and cleaned the boat. That's why they went straight to the house. That is what happened. Now, of course, this is all speculation, but that's what make it make more sense. There's no way you could tell me that there's no way that his phone and them keys would have ended up at somebody's house. The whole story about him not wanting to be, about him wanting to stay on the island, all that was cap. That was all cap. And they knew that. They had to find a story to tell. That's what they were doing. So they came up with this dumb butt story about him meeting the girl and wanting to just stay. Again, the phone and keys is the biggest bullet in the chamber right now. That's what they didn't count on. They did not count on Nolan Wells' mother and father to have a tracker. Well, it's not really, I guess it is a track. I have Life 360 on my phone with the family. So That's how they was able to ping it to this house. The story about him staying at the island, he was with a girl, all that was capped. He probably was with a girl now, but he was on his way back. And right now, where it's looking, just to summarize this up, he went back to Ocean City to a party. This was a premeditated act, allegedly, that they literally beat him in the pool to where they said he was coughing up blood. Again, I can't verify this, but it makes sense. When you're dealing with something spiritual like this, and you have to really have a certain energy that's giving you information, you have to take heed to it. All I'm saying is that it makes sense that he had to come. He wasn't left on the island. That's why they're scrubbing their accounts. No social media. That's weird. How no social media, right? You scrubbed everything. You get lawyers. Why? If you're not guilty, you haven't even said RIP yet. This supposed to be your friend. No, y'all was jealous of him. And this was premeditated. July 4th, huh? Y'all think nobody ain't gonna talk about this? Who y'all think we are? Like, we just gonna just sit back and chill? No. Because first of all, y'all being sloppy about it. Because it don't take a rocket scientist to see what's going on. But you're doing it, and then you're doing other lynchings that's going on. That's a whole nother video. So you're trying to get us riled up. But again, Nolan Wells, this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people to let them know this ain't the game that we need to be playing. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Why do you have so much hatred? Why? Why? You beat this boy, allegedly, held the body in the boat, waited to after. Notice the Coast Guard said they lied. They didn't. Think about it. If they said they called them on July 4th, the Coast Guard, they said they don't remember a call. If they would have alerted the Coast Guard on July 4th, that means the Coast Guard would have still been back and forth from Horn Island to Ocean Springs, monitoring to see if they found his body. But you could tell they're in on it because they supposedly went on the 5th with the father, not there. Then all of a sudden the body reappears. Let me tell you something before I conclude this video. You're telling me he drowned, his body somehow washed on the shore? How? You're telling me he had marine life that was in his system. You're telling me, let's just say, God forbid, or any type of a shark came up. You're telling me they just nibbled on his body and just said, I don't want to eat no more of them. Let me just let him wash up the shore. Do that make any sense? How did he end up on the sand, on the end part of the water? You don't just wash up like that. You're in the middle of an ocean. How you going to just wash up like that? He was placed there. And y'all know that. That's crazy. Y'all just getting this thing. Okay. We'll see. Justice is going to be served. Believe that. Come on. I'll be coming back with some more. But yeah, jealousy is a mug. I see. That's what I'm seeing. Because I'm trying to figure out what altercation happened for y'all to want to beat this man to the point to where y'all killed him, and then not even want to talk about, not even a RIP. You ain't even, and now you got all these other cheerleaders in the back They trying to come on the internet trying to sound hard. Come on, man. It shouldn't even be about that. Talk about we're trying to make it into like some type of race war. No, we're not. You're not just going to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Come on.